ways. I said, you're gonna complain about it, let others fix it. He was fix it. But no, Bill said the same thing you did. He was up here in the Gherkins too.
I walked over down and I was expecting a spot with a ton of them, you know what I mean?
Suzanne has one.
What's that say?
When I pulled in.
Second meeting,
Yeah.
28th at 5.
It wouldn't be a continuation then.
I mean, full straight in. Yeah, that's what I know, yeah. There's no chips with the white on there.
But even at that, it's still within, you know,
Yeah.
the allowable amount.
Second or third,
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I knocked on the door today, he didn't answer, but that's one that I walked away down by the pool and
I rang the doorbell.
that's what I did.
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean,
That's been like, yeah, that's been like big.
Hey, Donna, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good.
very out there too.
Was it 3? Yeah, that's that.
But
I got most of these in case we keep these,
is that from the old ones?
Yeah.
Mike and Jane. Jackie. Yeah, she went home. So.
You gonna have me tomorrow?
Yeah.
6 o'clock party tomorrow.
I don't know.
It's who's? Probably be there. I'm sure they'll give the spiel again,
We got enough for,
or give you a packet of what you need.
There's
It'll be a monetary number anyway.
where's Green and Black?
Get that guy,
One
we'll
area
make
I
a
didn't
motion
see
pass
in
it,
there,
we'll be
maybe.
done.
Fortunately, can't do that till 6.
we got a full roster to vote, don't we?
Sorry?
We got a full roster to vote, don't we?
I'm not sure what your quorum specifications are.
Oh, Jane's right here.
We got one.
This.
Did I?
See it
Okay. He's had a heart attack.
You know,
Medication.
this is in the old budget from last year. It's only stuff I couldn't find on this page. It's also maintenance and repair. There's nothing big in there, but I just didn't know what, I couldn't find it in here.
I'm surprised you're saying that.
I didn't get one. Oh, that's mine right there, it says there. You didn't get one.
Here I did, it's over here.
Yeah.
This is then the question.
I see you.
Yeah, I'm hiding back here. A little hole here.
Yeah, we need to know how many we can turn it back.
You said we can start.
Time to start out? Everybody ready? Open this work session to order, please. Roll call, please.
Councilperson Jane Pope.
Present.
Councilperson Aaron Cook.
Here.
Councilperson William Bruner.
I'm here.
Councilperson Mike Lawrence. And Councilperson J.R. Holcraft.
I'm here.
Mayor Dennis Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Okay. Moving on to the budget. Does everybody have a chance to go through all the budgets? Open up the questions.
We got a new appropriations report through August now, instead of the one we had it based on through June. So no, I haven't had a chance to apply those numbers to the new budget. But I would like to make a suggestion or a motion that we work on the general fund budget first, 101, so we can get that through without any delay, and into the state on time, so we don't have to go revert back to the 2012 tax rates.
It's been advertised, we're going through all the budgets.
We ain't gonna have time, Mayor.
We're gonna have to put them in.
Well, we're not gonna have to have time, then I'll request a second work session if necessary.
That's the way it was advertised.
Can we start with 101?
Yes, we can advertise it all three tonight. Start. Anybody have questions?
You have any book? Please? Thank you.
Budget. The budgets for 101 general starts on page 6.
Not in the booklet. That starts on page 18 in the book.
18. How come I see it on,
That's how they're printed.
Sure.
Actual budget form is on page, oh, I'm sorry, page 6, but at the booklet, it's page 6, page 18 of the booklet.
Nearly everything you're looking at is a prescribed form from Gateway, and we've applied a global page number to each one of those. So page 6 of the section, page 18 of the booklet.
and what do you mean by the booklet?
We don't have it, I don't think, do we?
Booklet. She should have it.
Right, there's a little number right there, see that? Mixed in there.
I never did on the new one.
So in this book, it's on page 6, and the one that go into the state will be on page 18, is that what you're saying?
No.
Right here, the 18's not hidden.
I see it. So is that page 18 or page 6?
Like he said, page 6.
It serves a dual purpose. It's page 18 of the booklet and page 6 of this section, which is the Form 1s, the budget, the budget
Okay, so
appropriation.
am I starting in the right place for general then?
Yes.
Thank you, Tyler. Do you have any questions on any of that?
Page 6?
There were no questions posed.
I have a page on, or a question on page 6 real quick, if I can. Up towards the top for the line item, which coming out of Riverboat, the Lotus property fence. Unless I'm wrong, that's never been done, has it? The fence along the wall?
We
just did the, sorry, go ahead.
we just, opened the bids at the last meeting, I believe, is that when it
Okay,
was?
so that will
Correct.
be done before the end of the year?
Yes.
Okay, Mike, since you came in a little bit late, we're gonna start on the general budget first, 101.
Page 6 through,
And is MVH through the state too? 201?
Yes.
through page 33. That's the general. I didn't have any. There were some questions that were posed from council on page 14. which were the legal fees.
I want to stop at page 9. Go down to traveling and other expenses. Published 7,000, adopted 7,000,
Where you at? Nine.
page 9. That was originally $4,000 for traveling expenses. Why do we need a $3,000 increase?
Because I go to more seminars. With the past mayor, didn't go to any of them. I go to round tables, I go to mayor's conferences, and it just takes more to do it. Last mayor didn't do it, and I do.
How much did you spend up to date this year on traveling expenses?
I don't have the figures with me.
Should have it here.
Can you find it, Suzanne?
Up through August, I can. Year-to-date, it's $5,219.40. End of August.
5,000.
219.40.
Well, we'll be spending more time in the State House, since every year we're fighting for this center to stay off our money. I will be spending a lot more time up there.
Okay, is everybody in agreement that we should go ahead and carry it up to 7?
I'm good.
I'm not.
How's the board figure? JR?
I'm good with it.
Mike?
No.
Bill?
Yes, I'm fine with it.
Aaron?
Yeah, that's fine.
Jane?
And your reasoning is you're gonna be going to the,
I will be going to more seminars. I'll be spending more time upstate trying to fight them, trying to take our money.
Mike, can you elaborate on why you said no?
I just reviewed prior years. Nothing near that's been spent, and then I know going through the meetings, I know, is this where the expenses, like you went to, Florida over the fire truck,
No, that came
Louisiana over the garbage truck?
That came out of, the refuge. We got to vote on how you vote, Jane.
Yes.
Okay. 4-1.
Okay, go down to promotional fund. Was published 10,000, adopted 10,000. It was originally 7,000. Is that the money we give to people that come ask us for donations?
Some of mine, yeah. I get promotions for different things.
So is that the mayor's fund?
Yeah.
I know in the past, some were taken out, would be out of council donations and some would be out of
Mayor's
mayor's
donations.
donations,
Yes.
wherever it is.
Suzanne, can you find out how much is left in promotional fund through August?
Remaining is $5,721.03. 5721.03.
What's the trick to this?
507.
Because these aren't,
Say 2.
5721.03.
Suzanne, please repeat that again.
$5,721.03.
that's what is remaining?
That's what's remaining. End of August.
So there's $5,721 remaining at the end of August, and it was set at 7,000, want to increase it to 10,000.
I say we stay at the 7,000 mark. Because we've got a little over 1,000 left. I mean, we've got 5,000, over 5,000 left.
Well, we got, Christmas time with the kids, we got, a couple other things in. Yard, how you feeling?
I'm all right with the increase.
Mike,
Leave it the same.
Bill?
I'm okay with the proposed.
Aaron?
I just had a question about it before I voted that, because that one was increased, but council's donations was decreased. I'm trying to find it right now.
I'll get to it.
I mean, if one should be increased or stay the same, I feel the other one should be the
This number
same.
doesn't match with these.
You know?
My God.
Huh?
You know, Aaron?
I mean, if we can raise councils the same percentage where that'd be, then I'd be fine with it.
Where's that donation?
What was council?
I don't know, I'm trying to find it. I know it was decreased though.
44.
Yeah, it's mayor's.
Is that under the MDF though?
This council's gonna out MDF.
I'm sorry?
Council.
No, it's 101069.
10169.
Okay, thank you.
Council's in it, is in MDF.
It's not in 101069 anymore?
Council donations. 280,001,408.
Okay, my apologies. It used to be in 101069.
How much was it cut?
What,
I think it was cut about 30%, Mayor,
30%?
roughly, yeah.
You got a
can you
figure?
let us know what we got left in council donations right now?
Does anyone know the number?
He just said it.
14,000.
Got the 408, 01,
It was
408.
13's budget.
Oh, that's right, those numbers aren't the same.
Right. That was 13.
What is it, Dan?
It's 280-001-408.
2800.
It's on page
I don't have
42 of the Form 1.
So that's not, that's.
That's
under
something new.
Riverboat.
I don't have it on my appropriation report.
No, fine, yes, sir.
508?
On your appropriation.
Got it.
What page?
Page 54 of the booklet, page 42 of this section.
That's under.
Well, I was
that's
looking
under-
at the appropriation report for,
Oh, appropriation.
Your appropriation report, I don't know exactly the August of it.
Yeah.
It's on page 15, the very first line.
20,000 was budgeted.
well, this is January through August that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Page 42 or
15?
54, whichever one you're going by.
42 or 54.
Whichever one you're going by.
Okay, I got it.
And it's like the fourth or fifth one down.
Okay, I got it. So it went from 25,000 to 14,000.
No, there was 20,000, well,
Last year was 20.
proposed, yeah, last year it was 20.
And now it's 14.
Fund 280.
What's this one here?
Okay, how much we got left in there,
That's it.
Suzanne?
$6,458.
Maybe it's easier to.
6458.00.
There we go.
That's fine.
I have no problem raising council. Let's cut 30. Mike, you got to figure out what the cut was.
30%.
First of all, before we keep going,
The
we need to
majority of
understand where
the
this goes
gaming
at.
revenues got cut on the average 30%.
Yeah, that's, and mayor's is in general, so that's different.
It's coming out of different funds. We can cross it and get the other funds.
Can we bring that up to 20,000? And that would be,
That's what it was last year, 20.
Because at the end of August, we'd spent 13,542. You know, there's only 32% of ours left, but we take a 30% pay cut, and somebody else gets a 30% increase.
That's what I'm saying. We only have $6,000 left, and I don't want to run out, next year if we decrease it.
I don't have no problem with 20.
and it was
I mean,
original.
we went across the board, now you can understand.
Yeah, I understand.
On the MDF.
Yeah, I understand, and you needed to in some areas, I agree with it. But like Aaron says, the community depends upon that money. And if you publish 25 and it was 20 last year, can we at least go back up to 20 on council donations?
If the rest of council's all right with that, I don't have any problem with
I'm okay.
it. Aaron?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Bill? Mike?
Yeah.
JR?
Okay.
Can we go back to the mayor's promotional? Are we staying at
Yeah, we're
7?
going
or-
back there now.
Or stay at, no, it would go to 10 if he raised the other one to
Yeah,
20.
it goes 10 since we raised that one.
Yeah.
So the mayor's is the promotional, and he still has $5,000 left. And it originally was
I'll
7,000.
tell you what, just leave mine at 7. I don't have a problem with it.
You good with that, Mayor?
No.
Thank you.
That way it gives it, no. But we gotta cut somewhere.
Right. Miscellaneous, I don't think we spent any at all, if I
We need to vote on
remember.
that, right? Are we gonna vote on all these changes together?
We're not gonna go line item by line item. I mean, just, if you had
I've
this budget.
skipped a bunch of them, but
No,
I
you
found a
had
bunch
this
I wanna
budget,
go
I mean-
over.
Well, then we'll go through, I'm
You
gonna
want us
mark
to
the
vote on the
ones.
promotional fund, or?
No, I'll go ahead and mark the ones that you guys want, what you want, and we'll go through and just vote on all of it. That would make more sense. than
Suzanne,
if
can you tell me how much has been spent in miscellaneous this year?
Is that the mayor's?
Yes.
What's the line item, Jane?
390? 390.
It's on page 9 or 21, whichever one you're.
To date, 1,631.31 has been spent.
1,600.
31.31. It's in the red.
All right. What was those miscellaneous items for?
I don't have that. I would have to, that would be like this thick. If I brought that over here.
Well, if he's went over his, close to his budget, I'll go ahead and say the 2,000's okay.
A printout like that, Jane, would be every vendor. And I didn't print that out.
How much were they over?
He's over $631.31.
Go to 2,000.
No, I'll just go over all of them. I'm checking the ones that they're.
Page 21.
Yeah, we will. Okay.
Promotional fund. Oh, miscellaneous, I'm sorry. Second from the bottom.
2. Yeah, it'll stay the same as well, right? Traveling. It's
Yeah,
7.
traveling's gonna stay at 7.
Okay.
Okay, what else?
The promotional fund was gonna stay at 7 too, right, Leslie?
Yes,
And miscellaneous,
at 2,000.
2,000. He's done one over budget, $600 some dollars. I'm okay with the 2,000.
Vote on it, so all.
Well, I mean, you gotta see if they're okay with it, if they wanna say another number.
I'm okay with it.
Mike?
Yeah.
JR? I'm good.
This question is on the page above it for 8. It's not really a change, but I think some numbers got transposed on different lines, maybe for Suzanne, I guess. The second one down, computer maintenance, it says 20, it was 12 last year, and it's adopted for 28.
Which line item, Aaron?
101-041-361.
Oh,
And 2 down, it's transposed, the programmer's training has adopted 12, but last year's 28, so I think those numbers just got switched.
Probably, I don't, Jackie, yeah, I don't.
Saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
this one should be 12.
Do you guys know?
It's just, I think they're,
Typo.
We're talking about 391 and 361.
yeah,
Where's the other one out there?
391, it's right below it. See this
Are
is-
they two different items
This
though?
is 28.
Yes.
That's the,
12 last year. This one is 12, it was 28 last year. I think these two just got mixed up, transposed the numbers.
Is that correct, Dan?
Well, we don't, for the information we have, we're not sure if it got transposed, but there's zero effect on the budget, so we can look into it. If it's transposed, we can make an adjustment before it's submitted to the state. Is that okay?
Because I don't think Jackie's gonna need 28,000 in programming training. Would you expect that?
Yeah, so that would make sense.
So it was, you mean, Aaron, 391 should be 28 and 361 should be 12, correct?
$391 should be 28,
Right.
and 361 should be 12.
If I'm not mistaken, I think our Budwin, which is our payroll and our accounts payable program, I think that gets paid out of the programmers and training. So it could possibly be 28,000 by the time it's all said and done in a year's time.
What was it last year, Suzanne?
No, we talking about program training, 28,000,
28,000?
and now it's 12, and the other one is 28, and last year it was 12, so that's why I thought,
Probably swap.
So is what you're saying, that you do believe it's been swapped then? Because it could end up being 28,000.
Page 8, I'm right.
We're just switching these around then and be done with it.
I'm pretty sure, but Dan and Tyler are gonna look into it and verify with Jackie.
Be switched.
Okay.
All right, anybody else got anything on these other pages before I move on? I'm gonna move to page 11. Line item 391, conventions, seminars, 15,000. And what was that last year and how much have we spent?
7,000 last year.
7,000 last year. Suzanne, how much have we spent?
520793 is into August.
52.
0793.
I got, oh, yeah, that's been,
I think the reason she raised it because we got more people going to school, things like that, and seminars.
This is for you guys.
I think cities and towns comes out of
Cities and
that.
towns
That's
and
not
stuff
in
like
your
that.
appropriation
Yeah, those are the
report.
ones
That's just for us, our
Yes.
board.
that's
So it's
council's
3,000
budget.
apiece.
But we still got $5,207 left.
No,
At the end
At
of
the end of
August.
August.
Yeah, and posted up at this year's act.
I still think it should be cut down to
now
about
you only have
10,000.
1,792.07 left.
How much do we have left?
1,792.07.
Are they gonna go over that when they went to IACT in October?
I don't know. I would have to add those, I don't,
I would think if it was at $10,000 would be sufficient.
It all depends how many seminars, conventions we're going to.
I guess we'll go as many if it runs over $10,000, all I know.
What's, Yard, what's your,
I just think it should be an even number between five of you, something that, either gonna be 10 or 15, so there's either 2,000 apiece or 3,000 apiece, or 2,500 apiece, or.
I'm good with the 15,000.
Mike?
I say 10.
Bill?
15.
Aaron?
15's fine. If we don't use it, we can keep it.
Jane?
10.
Page 50. What else, Jane?
Okay, Lawrenceburg High School, $2,500. And I'm not even for sure what that was for. That's why I'm asking a question on that.
333.
And how much do we spend and how much do we have left over?
You've spent $175. You have $2,325 left over.
What's that for? Just,
What's that in there, just for this little ask?
I'm wondering if she put it in there possibly because we give for the floats and the baseball team and, you know, that type of thing, but maybe she forgot that she put it in there because it hasn't been used very much.
yeah, your after prom.
No, that comes out of council donations.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we have that in there, you could use it for all of those things instead of coming out of council donations or mayor's.
So that could be one more line item we could give donations to Lawrenceburg High School.
I say since it's for the school, leave it.
I'm good with it.
Shar?
I'm good, 2,500, good.
Mike?
Yes.
Bill?
Good.
Aaron?
Good.
Jane?
Good.
You want to ask about this one? You want me to? This one from 100 to 200.
Which one you on?
What else you have, Jane?
Aaron's got something.
This is a question on that same page, what she's on there, page 11, the fourth one down, 069320. Cell phones jumped 100%. It went from 100,000 last year to 200,000 this year.
What line item is that?
101069320. It was 100,000 last year, now it's 200,000.
And how much have we spent?
We've spent $182,345.13.
That's why, I guess.
I'm wondering, is that, Mario might, yeah.
I think she had an agreement for the camera readers through that cell account, which should have been 8,000. I think it ended up being 80,000. And those are just rough numbers. But I think she has it corrected at this point, doesn't she, Susan?
I couldn't tell you if she handles a cell phone.
Utility cell phones come through us too, I think, don't they?
That I don't know, but there was quite
Everybody's does, don't they?
No, I don't think I think, no.
a discrepancy though
Utilities
with
handles
that.
their own cell
They handle
phones,
their own
I
thing.
think.
At one time.
Jackie handles all the cell phones, so I don't see the bills. I don't know.
So with Mario's statement, will we have to pay that 80,000 yearly, or is that already done?
I think there was a missed bill with it, and I think there was going to be a credit from Verizon for that.
Or 80,000?
Then whatever the number was, it was a high number. I think Chris Pruitt was helping her work through that.
I don't know.
I would recommend that we go back down to 100,000 then, and then if we have to appropriate, we can do it at a later time.
JR?
To me, 200's good. I mean, nothing says you gotta spend it all. At least it'll be in the budget.
Mike?
I just think if it's for cell phones, $200,000 is ridiculous. I think they said, what was it, 80 or 180?
That we
He
spent.
believes
now.
they misbilled us $80,000.
I will
So if
tell
that's
you,
the case, you know, I mean, if it was like 120, should be sufficient.
I will tell you that the city does get some of that money back. A lot of the civil city guys, excluding foremans, they have to pay for their cell phone use.
Correct.
It could just be $5, $10, but if they have something more elaborate, it could be much more. They also pay for their phones themselves, which are $100, $200, $300, depending on what type of phone. You won't see that reflected when the money comes back in. You won't see that in that line item. So it's spending out of there, but we can't get it back into that line item. It just goes into the fund.
What fund does it go into?
Into general.
Just general checking?
Mm-hmm.
So, Bill, how you feel about it?
Well, Leslie, should we do a non-reverting on the cell phones?
No.
No.
So on,
Dan's shaking his head no.
on cell phones,
That wouldn't.
there's a portion people has to pay if they do personal stuff on it.
Not
Is that what-
necessarily personal/work, we couldn't monitor that.
That's why I was getting ready to
But,
try to ask.
no, we're just saying a foreman is entitled to, or if a foreman gives permission to, like the police and fire. But the regular Joes over at the garage, they have to pay, to be put on plans, and it could be $5 plan, $10 plan for texting or, internet usage. And then some people have really elaborate plans, unlimited, and they go above and beyond the pool that we have. They have to pay $50, $60 a month.
So everybody's entitled to the base plan. They want anything above and beyond that,
Correct.
they pay.
And they also have to pay for their own phones.
And somebody does monitor that.
Jackie takes care of the phones.
Okay, Bill,
Dan, what's your recommendation on that?
Well, on the non-reverting fund, I wouldn't recommend that simply because this isn't a break-even situation. What you would wind up doing is creating a fund that runs a budget year, and you'd get a comment in your audit, or you'd have to allocate some revenues over to that fund. But Suzanne's point from earlier is that you do have a revenue stream coming in. This is the gross expense. There is a revenue stream, so there's a net expense. What that number is, I'm not sure that we have that quite handy, but that's going to be the accumulation of all the $5 and $10, $20, or $50 contributions from the employees back towards their individual plans. But we looked at this particular line item. If there's if there is an overbilling in there, if it was supposed to be $8,000, it was $80,000. That's probably a transposition error. So I backed that out of the year-to-date numbers and annualized it, and you're in the $150,000 to $155,000 range for gross costs in terms of what you would expect to write checks for next year.
But we're not sure, so I mean, it makes sense to leave it at 200,000 this year, and then if.
Yeah, that's your discussion, but somebody
Then
made
next
the point
year,
that
if it
having it in there
needs
doesn't
something.
obligate you to pay it or to spend it. It's just the authority to spend. It's not an obligation to spend.
can I clarify that for you, Jane?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, Bill,
Question, can I ask Dan a question real quick on that?
come on, I've got a vote going on. Let's go. Go ahead.
Say the cell phones is $82,000 over in August. Is that supposed to come to the board to get approval for funding, or?
Yeah, if it goes over the budget, the mechanisms that the clerk treasurer has is that if it's within the same category, so if it's within council and 300, she can make a recommendation that let's just shift from here to here to cover it. Or you can do an additional appropriation to go between departments. Or I'm sorry, you can do a resolution to go between departments, or you can do an additional appropriation and go to the state. So you have a few tools available.
The reason I'm asking, I haven't heard any recommendation and asked for approval to move anything, and I see all kinds of line items that's overdrawn.
Yeah, that's part of, as you continue to spend more time with these, doing budget adjustments and additional appropriations more routinely would be a good thing to do. But you also have to keep in mind that until the last few months, this wasn't caught up. So I'm not sure when that $80,000 error was. Were that not in there, I think you might be okay. Am I right about that?
No.
We're pretty close.
Well, at end of August is
Yeah.
82.
Yeah, so we would have just, in this month, kind of tripped that trigger, if you will.
So do you suggest staying at 200,000 or maybe going down to the 150, 155,000?
That's not for me. I'm just saying that the $200,000 gives you flexibility. And the important point from my perspective is that the authority to spend is not an obligation to spend. If you put $200,000 in here, the line item is limited to cell phones. So you're not going to see computers in there or anything other than cell phones.
So if I come over and I request all the documents for all the billing for that, I'm only gonna see cell phones.
That's what it should be, yes.
What is it?
I haven't looked at it myself. I haven't looked at it.
I just wanna see.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it, but I would assume it is. Most of your vendor payments are kind of on autopilot, so when the vendor comes in, it kind of automatically goes to a line or a series of lines. So unless there's a typographical error in there somewhere, that it should be that case. That's my understanding. That's what I normally see from around the
You would
state.
see Springer next to him.
Suzanne, you may tell them also that Verizon payment for the camera readers it's not a cell phone, it's just an IP address that gets paid through that Verizon bill. So So, I mean, it's a Verizon bill, it's not for cell phones. That's
You know
what
more
they-
about it than I do. Jackie, I don't
Well, again,
know.
only thing, I don't know what the agreement or the terms of that contract. I just know it's a Verizon bill that she would receive.
But what I'm
for it.
saying is, not gonna go over and find a bill for a hardware store.
No.
I don't know, you know.
Not unless, like Dan said, if it
Or
was
for
just a
a
typo.
copier company.
No, you shouldn't.
Okay. Moving on back to the vote. Bill,
I'm good with 200.
Aaron,
Yes, I figure we stay at 200 this year, and then if that can be lower next year, then we'll do it next year then.
okay, Jane,
I'm okay with the 200, and we'll recheck it next year.
okay. Mike, it's already been through it.
Yeah, I'll check, I'll just watch it for next year and see.
So it's approved. Okay, any more, Jane, or anybody else?
No, moving along to the next pages. I don't know if anybody else has got anything. I haven't as of yet.
Where you at? Number,
I'm on page 12. I have nothing on 12. I have nothing on 13. I have nothing on 14. I have nothing on 15 unless somebody else does. I do have something on 16. City attorney. Was at 50,000. Moved up to 75,000. And Suzanne, could you please tell me how much we've spent this year so far?
So far, we have spent $48,361.89.
it was 50,000.
That's at the end of August, correct?
Yeah,
At the end of August,
It
right?
was 50,000.
Yeah.
It was 50. Mm-hmm.
And we spent 48,000 through the end of August.
Correct.
But now there's other attorney sections that,
Which is, yeah, 2 down.
now that,
Extraordinary.
right, but then in other categories, in Riverboat and, or MDF, one of the two, I can't remember. Now, some of that monies in those categories also go to you, correct?
Let's see. I know as far as my budget, those were the 3 line items I had, which were the salary, continuing ed, and then extraordinary legal expense. And Jackie put in the extraordinary legal expense. Now, if there's more than that, which I know at least a couple bills, recently, were double the extraordinary. So if she pulls that from other, if she pulls that or puts something in the budget for, yeah, I did see something, I think it was under MDF. Is that correct, or is it?
Yeah, I've looked at this so many times, I can't, it's under one of the two.
Can you help us, Dan or Tyler?
Looking it up.
It's under Riverboat
What page you on, Leslie?
on page 2,
Yeah.
2 or 14.
There was 225,000 in there for, this year. Next year, wanted to increase it to 300,000, which earlier I heard as even across the board in Riverboat and MDF of a 30% cut. But that was a line item, just so happened had a 33% increase. And can, 284.
All I can say, in response to your questions, and this was something that was brought up, I know before when my dad needed help, and I was able to help him somewhat, but I had a full, I'm pretty much doing this full time. The only other thing I do right now is, I do some public defender work still in Ohio County. But I could work 24/7. I mean, I could work 80 hours a week, but I don't. And you can pull my bills. I don't pad my bills. I do have Allison Schwartz in my office also helping me with the concrete program because of all the suits that we're dealing with that. She helps on some other myriad things, but nothing substantial besides the concrete program. She also is going to help me on the loan program when we get a loan committee established. Now, Mr. Johns is the BZA and Plan Commission, but they have their own budget for that, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
I would think that anything over and above that he would have, I don't know, that's at 16,000, I believe. But I think that's probably sufficient, or do you know?
Most time it is.
Okay.
yes.
Now, as far as these other legal fees and services, we do consult with other attorneys. The cost for Mr. Diltz to represent the chief, that was an extraordinary expense. And maybe
Didn't that
she's
come out of
raising
the
them.
police department?
I'm not sure where that came from, whether they even have a line item for legal services. I don't believe they do.
Well, because I just heard Dan earlier, which I questioned on, I see all these line items, it's overdrawn. The attorney one's a big one. It's way overdrawn. I never heard anybody come to this council and ask him for additional funding or approval, but it was spent.
Well, as far as the legal services, as far as any kind of bills, those bills come through my office and I forward them on. If they help, say, for instance, I know Ice Miller, did bill a bill this year that was part of this year and last year. Ran it through all the staff to see, who might have consulted them on different things. But yeah, that's where I think that the MDF legal fees and services comes from. Or that's where that would have come from.
Because at the end of
When we
August-
had the MDF trial, I know those legal fees were over, I would say $50,000 to $60,000. So, for the 2.5 week trial.
Because going to those 3 line items, if I looked at all of them, I know there's probably, at the end of August, like $320,000 spent on attorney fees. And that's not counting the other boards, just those 3.
I know I haven't made 320,000.
Well, because
nowhere
this
near
line
that.
item,
Like I said,
Some of these are extra for the lawsuits, we get sued.
at the end of August, it spent $265,040.13, and it had $225,000 in the line item, so it's $40,040.13 over as of end of August.
And that's from the MDF budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all I can speak to is what we were going over, which was 111 and 118 and 316. Those she asked me about my budget, and like I said, those are where my fees and anyone in my office's fees come from, besides the Plan Commission and BZA.
Well, I thought you agreed when I asked that there is fees for you and your office that does come out of the MDF or Riverboat.
No.
Riverboat.
No, those would be ones that that we employ, attorneys that we employ.
So if I was to get all the billing, there'll be none for Votal.
I don't know if she put them through, I can't say where she ran them through, but what I'm saying is, when she asked me, I didn't have to prepare a budget because it was only 3 line items. And I told her the 75, the 40, and the 3,000 was sufficient for my
I'm just trying to figure out how much the city attorney is getting. Because if there's more coming from another line item, then it's not, well, it was supposed to be
We could always do a
50,
vendor
75,
report on Just Leslie too, and it would pull the amount
Well, and
year
that's
to date.
what was just done for the federal. I know my bills were requested along with everyone else's. And I have no qualms about that. You can pull away.
So could
So yours in
put that on
general would be
record to give me those
125,000
for
plus travel
anybody in the
expenses
Votal's
for
office.
3,000.
And then can you
Yes.
go ahead and do a report for the others?
115,
Any
isn't it?
others?
For the 115?
Where they was paid and what?
I mean, I can do it by line item, and it would give you the names, and you tell me what name you want, and then I can pull.
Well, I'm just
the
trying to
name.
see who was paid from what line item and,
I can do a line item, and then it'll do vendor, and it'll have
115,
every
you're
company
correct.
yeah,
underneath
but I
that
don't
line
need to
item.
see I don't need to see their bill, their
Okay.
actual bill.
And how much did we spend on those, her line item? Oh, 48, we spent 48. And how much did we spend on the extraordinary legal expense?
So far today, 36,831.82. 3,168.18 remains.
3,000?
168.18.
Where does that, is redevelopment in here as well? Because I know I do donate my time,
There's redevelopment category, but there's no,
There's no
redevelopment legal.
so that may be where some of that general comes from too, redevelopment, because she has asked me to delineate on my bill which ones are redevelopment funds and which are not
They're
redevelopment.
paid from redevelopment.
Right. And I know I didn't think there was a legal, line item for, redevelopment.
Yeah, I
No.
didn't see one.
Do we need to create one?
I don't know, is that something you?
It's up to all of you.
So my thing is that I don't know, I couldn't tell you, I just know how much my bills have been as far as total. But I don't know the difference between what I do for redevelopment and what I do otherwise.
I'm glancing down for planning and zoning. I don't see a legal for that either.
It's at 16,000.
Well, yeah, but on the city attorney,
Oh, yeah, I see it
that's
now.
50, which is over 48,000 spent at the end of August. But then you have extraordinary legal for 40,000, and there was 36,000, over 36,000, almost 37 spent end of August. I mean, that was, over $80,000, not counting Riverboat. And that's all for your office, is that correct?
I believe that's how she puts it, Mike. I can't tell you. Yes, I mean, that's what I would assume, but I can't.
Leslie turns in a bill and Jackie codes it.
But the printout, you're gonna give all that of who
I'll give
is
you the
billing
line
from
item.
each line item.
I can give you line item for them.
Okay.
That's just been for,
Have you do a public request, but I'll
And
have to get
seminars.
the information as soon as I can.
but I also get a thing from my public defender work
Have
to
to do
pay for it, so
payroll.
I usually don't even do any kind of,
So
Fill that out when I
Suzanne
come to
or
get it. You can
Tyler,
call and tell me, and I'll
does any of the Mrs. Votal's attorney fees come out of Riverboat?
I would have to do a search, and I'm gonna work on that with Mike. Again, that would be a vendor report. That would be that thick. I'm gonna do a line item search.
The intention of the budget, as I understand it, is that your normal recurring retainer type city business attorney fees would be part of her $118,000 budget, which is defined as $75,000 for legal fees, $40,000 for extraordinary, and $3,000 for training. And then there is a $300,000 allowance for other legal fees that are as yet undetermined for the benefit of whoever or whatever department may need them. That's my understanding of how the budget was put together. Now, historically, all the points are made that the claims come in, your clerk treasurer codes them, and I think that's the matrix that she uses when she codes them, but none of us sitting here have any, we can't, attest to that, but that's our understanding.
Because, well, it's been a long time since I looked, but I thought our city ordinance said that the attorney was supposed to get a fee, and that was supposed to cover council meetings and stuff. But everything is charged on an hourly rate but maybe I'm not right, but that's what I,
If that's the
Our
case,
ordinance
that's been going on for at least 13 years then.
but that doesn't make it right. I mean, it might have been going on for 13 years, but, I mean, if we're not gonna sit up here and enforce the rules and regulations, how do we expect our citizens to follow our rules and regulations? That's my point.
Mike, do you know what that set fee is per year?
Nah, I don't even know if it spelled out a set fee. I mean, that's been a long time ago since I looked at it. Long time ago.
All I know
I mean,
is our legal fees were cut down about a third when Bill Cunningham came into office from prior attorneys representing the city. And that was with my salary and Dad's salary. So, you wanna look at some bills that are extraordinary and go back toward Cunningham's administration.
So you're looking into that?
I will go ahead and be okay with her 75,000, her $3,000 travel, and her 40,000 extraordinary legal, with search on if any fees have come out of Riverboat or Mrs. Votal.
Aaron?
That's fine, man.
Bill?
I'm good with 3 numbers.
Good one?
Yeah.
Mike?
At this moment, I can't say one way or another.
JR?
I'm good with it.
Okay. All right. Anybody, anything else?
On this section, you mean? Or-
On the same, well,
We're
On
going
his
to page
pages.
17 now. I have nothing on 17, 18, or 19. Does anybody else?
anybody else got anything on those pages? Page 20?
Nothing on 20, nothing
Else
on
got anything on
21.
21? 22?
No.
Anybody else on 22?
Nope.
23?
I
Yes.
still got my feelings on a couple of
Go on 23.
powers.
Go ahead, Mike.
I just said I got a couple thoughts or opinions still on the 2 salaries, but that discussion's been in the past, and there's no sense in me using my breath, and that's on the chief of police and assistant police chief.
And that's what we're doing. Okay, you got something on 23?
No.
Anybody else on 23? 24, anybody on 24? Anybody on 25? Anybody on 26?
Yes. Travel expense went from 15,000 to 20,000. Suzanne, how much have we spent so far this year?
At 321, June?
Yeah.
Spent so far,
Yes.
2,558.51,
2,000.
558.51.
What was it, 15,000?
It was 15,000.
So why did we go to 20,000? We only spent 2,000.
That was that sends more people to school than some of this is. Seminars and schools. I know we got different schools, different, like HR, they're going to different schools, so will some other people. Mike goes to different classes.
This is under police department.
Oh, this
Yeah,
police
this is
department?
for police
Oh,
department.
police department, oh, I can't explain that.
Schneider goes to a lot, I know.
I know, but we've only spent $2,558 and 21 cents or whatever, 51 cents, I can't tell my own writing. But can we leave that at 15,000 instead of taking it up to 20,000?
I don't have a problem. JR,
I'm good with 15.
Mike?
Yep.
Bill?
Fine with it.
Yeah, or Aaron?
Fine with it.
Dan?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm done with 26 unless somebody else has something on it.
Anybody got anything on 27?
Yes, I do. On, office equipment. It was 10,000 moved it up to 20,000. At that time, I only had the numbers as of June, and there was $4,170 spent. I don't understand why we need to move.
Suzanne, can you give us as of August?
This is office equipment, 441.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want what's left or what's been spent?
What's been,
What's been spent?
11,423.08.
So we went over.
No?
yeah, it only had 10. What it was,
Well, I guess
was that 101?
11,000.
we transferred 8,000. I don't know.
Well, now, you transferred 8,000. Who gave the authority to transfer the 8,000?
Dan, Tyler, if you could help me make sure I'm correct. I think Carrie has the right to transfer within her budget,
Yeah,
like from another.
your department heads typically have the latitude to transfer within their budget within the same category. So ones to ones, twos to twos, threes to threes, fours to fours. I don't know if that was the case here.
I would have to research that, but that would be my best guess right now.
They reduced new hire equipment and surveillance equipment by $4,000 each
Yeah, that's
in
it.
order to move 8,000 up to office equipment.
Now, you said typically.
Mike, they can do that.
I got a
They have the
question.
authority to do that.
They do have authority, okay. There's my question.
I shouldn't have used the word typically, that's what.
Well, right, you're saying typically, I need to.
Look, I don't like playing.
Well,
that's
within the
That's
same,
Indiana code, I don't like being declarative on that.
within the same budget for the police department, they can move around money to compensate something that they ran over.
Yep, yes.
And that's perfectly legal. That's what I've been told.
So we're all right with that?
I have one more, yeah, I'm okay, I just got one more question. Just to clarify that, so how they can move that around now, is that per how this is broke down category, or is that the entire department?
It's categories, so the 400s, which are capital outlays,
Okay.
they can shift within that. If they want to take 4,000 from capital outlays and use it for an outside service, they've got to come to council.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, Jerry, you all right with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mike?
Yep.
Bill?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes, so we're staying with the 20,000 then, right?
Right. More on 27. Moving to 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35.
You're moving out of
Can't turn my
general.
question.
Whoop, I'm out of it? Yes, I am.
I got something on 34.
Which now we're moving to
This is out of general, they're saying.
out of general.
We're out of general.
Yeah, right here, I think. I think it's that's one of these right here.
But this would be,
So the last
Motor
page on
vehicle.
general is 33?
That's it.
Okay, I make a motion to pass the state budget, is that what we call it?
The general budget.
Or
General
the
budget.
general?
Yeah, right now, the general fund is what we're talking about.
I make a motion to pass the general fund budget with all the corrections. And have you been making notes of those?
yes.
Yeah, after this discussion, we've reduced the general fund budget by $8,000.
8,000.
Correct. We got a first and a second over here.
Okay. I got a motion in a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
So that new total,
The new total,
Should be
do it number by number.
8105-121 on the budget ordinance.
8105,
12100,
121.
and we shaved 8,000 off the budget.
That is correct. and that's less than what was advertised, so that will be fine.
Okay, can we go to MVH now, 201s? And where do they start?
First page.
Page 33, there's one on there.
Oh, yeah, casino.
Okay, 33, page 33.
What? Page 41, right?
33.
33, we got more on. Just the bottom, 33.
Oh,
I don't see any 201s on.
Bottom one.
The very last one.
It's Fund 0708 per the Department of Local Government Finance number.
What's that, our street sweeper fund? Oh, that's for the street
Street sweeper.
payroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you talking about 280? Is that where you want to go to?
No, we're on
201.
201.
Page, it's just.
201, got it. I thought she said MDF.
92.
Okay, does 201 continue?
Mm-hmm.
34, page 35,
Yeah, it says it right here.
236.
MVH,
see it.
MVH,
Oh,
but
oh,
here's the
okay.
201s down, right? Right here. 201,
Okay, I got it.
All right.
I got a question on page 34. General foreman. We no longer have a general foreman.
That's a union contract that's still in there, that's gonna be put in place.
I don't think that contract can still tell this board what they're gonna vote for on money or not.
That contract was voted on, it's still in that contract.
So you're
Can't tell us what
you're
the-
telling this board they don't have the right to, if they wanna reduce that to zero or any amount, that they can't
But
do.
it's in the union contract.
Didn't say
If
one
you
part of
reduce it all you
it.
want, then you have to face them. That's in the union contract.
There's not even anybody in that position,
There's
she just
going to
said.
be somebody in that position.
There's gonna be somebody in that position. When's that gonna take place?
Very shortly. I got the approval from the board wants to do it.
With the appropriations.
It's up to you.
What's the general foreman, what is that?
That's, these form all forms.
Civil City?
Well, how long has it been since there's been a general foreman?
About a year.
Since the mayor came into office.
No, we had one when I came in office.
I know, then you displaced them.
So right after you took office? Is that fair to say?
Right.
I say no on the general foreman. Take it down to 0, and if we decide we need a general foreman, we can reappropriate.
But is there a reason why you want a general foreman?
Right, to overlook the foremans herself. I don't have time to go out and watch the foremans. I need somebody watching them in the workforce, run the workforce. That's what this man, I've been watching the guy for a year to make sure he can do it. So that's the reason we did this.
You've been watching the guys getting the job?
I've been watching the guy, see if they can handle the jobs, what they're doing.
Doesn't it get posted?
Yes, it gets posted, but I've been watching people.
But you've already got the person picked out?
No, I've been watching several people.
That's
Doesn't
not
it go
what
by
you just said.
seniority?
It all depends, work if there's ability too. Goes by ability. Been watching several people on this job. It's gotta be posted. Gerald, what's your feeling on it?
I'm good with it. Money's there, don't mean you gotta spend it. It'll be there if you need it.
Mike?
I'm against it. Go to 0, because I just heard something I didn't like.
Bill?
It's in there, I'm fine with it.
Aaron?
No.
Jane?
No, 0'd out.
The union will be coming after that one. Okay, what else?
I'm good on 36 and 37. Is that it for,
Anybody else have any on 36, 37?
It's 35 and 36.
36, too.
37.
5, 36.
I have nothing.
Anybody else have anything? Okay.
So 0708 would be reduced to what?
What's our new number?
You know, the new number would be on that.
Well, that wasn't a round number, so I can't do the math in my head.
Me neither.
You got a calculator over there? Because I know Mario always does.
Just gonna go old school here. 59.
That was, 1126. So 100,419.
About 60,000.
Are those the end of the changes for the MVH fund?
Yes.
The new number by reducing it by 59,943 would be a budget of 868,917.
And we saved 59,000?
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
That's
I got
all
a
right.
discrepancy here.
I got 867,517.
Oh, I did. I wrote down the wrong number.
What you get?
869,517.
869,517.
Oh, I read that wrong. That is an 8. You're, I was off by 2,000. I thought that was a 6. I'm gonna have to get glasses now.
So we cut MVH by 59,000?
You cut it by 59,343. Which applied to your beginning number, takes you down to 869,517.
I make a motion that we accept motor vehicle highway fund with a cut in the budget for $869,517.
Got a motion, a second?
How much was that?
Did I say it right? $869,517 is the total of the fund now?
What is 69? I thought it was 68.
869,517.
Is that correct, Dan?
That's what we showed.
Okay, got a motion, a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Bill,
Can I have a roll call, please?
you do that.
I know. I'm sorry, I'm writing too. Councilperson Jane Poe.
Yes.
Councilperson Aaron Cook.
Yes.
Councilperson William Bruner.
Yeah.
Councilperson Mike Lawrence.
Yes.
And Councilperson J.R. Holcraft.
No.
Any ayes have it.
And that's with the corrections. Okay.
Now you skipped 703 and 202, which are in between the general and that one. In interest of not,
What page?
that's page 33. There's retirees on their police pension and local road and street improvements.
At least get what's up in the top.
Okay, anything else, Leslie?
No, I just thought,
Okay.
without the interest of, not leaving those two out. I mean, are you all good with those numbers?
No.
The police pension, the local road and street, and the motor,
And that's it.
personal services.
There's
I'm
three.
I'm okay. Page 33, Aaron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Bill?
Fine.
Mike?
Yep.
JR?
I'm good.
Entertain a motion to vote on that.
I'll move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Was that for both of them together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else we have to address state-wise? State money?
Parks, 204.
Where are we starting out at the page on that?
That would be 37.
I'm good on 37.
Anybody else on 37? 38,
Good,
39,
good.
40,
Now, wait a minute, I got
Gotta
a
stop
question
at
on
39?
39 though. We got a park non-reverting fund, right?
Yes, that starts at
211.
211.
That started in 211?
Mm-hmm.
No, that starts at line item 211. 211, 11, 20.
Okay, so any monies that are left over from the Parks Department that we didn't spend in 213 will go into this non-reverting fund?
No. Now, that's a non-reverting fund that was set up years ago just for, basically for certain items that are listed in that. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe a lot of it is for ball fields and for the pool.
Flags.
Some of the.
I think we used to pay
extra-
brick dust out of there and
Yeah, I think that it was just some of the extra costs generated from those facilities and services.
we also have a flow-through account in there for Agner Hall deposits.
When we, do you think we need to put more money in the Parks Department for future?
I think that we've got another line in Riverboat, Jane, that we
It
do address.
takes care of that?
Yes.
I have one question, the non-reverting part. Why, line item 1391, it was $6,000, it's been increased to 10, and as of June, when I went through this, the numbers I had, there was 0 spent. So why increase
It's
it?
211.
391.
Which is the name of that, Mike?
Flower
Flower
contract slash
contract.
parks.
that's, the flowers they got around town through the parks. I think they cost them more this year to put them up, didn't it?
What?
Isn't that, is that the
Hold-
McCabe
hold on.
contract
I just-
that?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna ask about that myself.
But I
think
just
that's-
said it was 6,000. As of June, they had spent nothing out of it. So why was it increased?
I'm thinking
It's
they
all
might
spent.
pay it in the fall.
Oh, it's all fall? No
Yeah,
flowers
it's
before?
the for Fall Fest and stuff, yeah, it's the, I think, if I'm not
Check
mistaken.
August.
Is that what that is, Mike, for the Fall the,
I think it's all the flowers, it's a contract they have on all the light poles,
yeah, that's what I was
That's-
thinking.
The boxes.
and I think. it
For the
gets
fall?
paid- I think it gets paid.
Fall Fest.
I believe it gets paid in the fall of the year, but that's something you, Jackie.
But it's for
would-
Fall Fest?
No.
Well, it's
No,
decoration.
no,
for-
it's
I mean, it
just
starts
all.
in summer because we do
Yeah,
have people that
Mara.
water 'em.
I think it's a late in the year expense we're taking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was paid in
Flowers, I thought you
July.
Put out in early part of the year.
I think the contract
I'm not
is due
It's
in the
contractual,
fall.
it's not per flower.
Yeah.
You might get the flowers all year, but you only pay it in the fall, I guess.
We have people,
I'm trying to figure this out, man.
Mike, we have people, the summer help kids, they water that all summer. So-
Well, that's why
So
I
that's
thought
the
that
way you see it,
if that was
Mike,
flowers,
and
it
that's
should
the
be
way
before.
Dan sees it.
Yeah,
Or at
I
least
believe
a
I
good
think
chunk
that's
by
just when they
then.
bill us,
Contract.
but we can always pull
Well, I
that.
was just,
You spent
It goes to
$6,000
McCabe's.
in July, out of that line.
That's what, yeah.
that answer. I just don't see why to increase something if you're not spending it.
So we're gonna keep it at 10,000?
Is there, you said it was 6, it's been spent,
That was the amount spent, yes.
so that is a contract?
I think it is, Mike. I can't swear to it, but I believe that's what that line is. It's all the Granite Street poles out here that have the flowers draping down. That is a contract. I think that's where it comes out of.
McCabe's,
He
yeah.
does the flower pots and everything else too.
Can we keep it at 6, Mayor?
I really don't know what it costs, I really don't.
Yeah,
Well,
if
they said
Jackie
it was-
raised it, I'm assuming maybe the,
Price went up.
What, was there any
Annual
extra
increase
spent in
possibly.
August?
No, but she could have taken it from a different line item and split the bill. I would have to pull that bill to look at it.
I mean, I'm okay with it if there were, I mean,
Well, you don't have to spend it, I mean,
I'm okay.
We're okay with 10?
So we could do 1303 sorry. Just your budget, yeah, 13, 204 and 211, right? You guys were good with 204 and 211?
Yes, did we save anything, or did we agree on everything?
I think everything, stays the same.
So that's for 204 and 211? I feel good, baby. All right, where do we go to next that involves?
Just what she said.
Do 11.
Yeah, you wanna make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion for Parks 204, non-reverting Parks 211, as is.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Anything else, state money?
What about that 410 in our fire?
And 405.
What page?
Oh, I'm sorry, in 405.
41 is what?
410's in our fire, 405 in our planning.
Those are just right after on page 41.
4010 at the top and 405.
These all non-reverting funds.
Planning and 405.
No reason to change, is there? Or did she up anything?
All the same, right? I'm not sure, but I think it's all the same.
Dan, is it all the same, or did she?
I went through everything. I didn't make any notes.
Okay.
Looks the same.
Yeah, nothing's, I don't see, you think generally maybe we went down a little bit?
Yeah, because we had a fire
Yeah,
truck
might have gone down a
replacement.
little bit.
So is that,
50,000 for 2013.
so is that 405 and 410?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept 405 and 410 as is.
Here, second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Anything else, state, Suzanne or Dan?
I don't think so.
MDF and Riverboat.
Do we want to go to MDF and Riverboat, or do we want to just,
It's 10 minutes to the meeting.
I'd like to make at least one comment.
Go ahead.
Page 41. Riverboat Garage and Operations. I've said it in the past, $220,000 in the budget. Not necessary. Our schools have been cut by $600,000. That's $220,000 could go back to the schools. That's my 2 cents.
For 239.
I know we're going to talk about these later, MDF and Riverboat, so I won't comment on that page.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're probably down to that. But we're gonna have to have another work session.
This could be a continuation then, on the 28th. I think that's how it's
28th at 5 PM.
5 PM. Now, it's gonna cut into redevelopment, so we might want to publish redevelopment's meeting at 6 or something instead.
Well, they can hardly move another day.
Can we have?
Can we go ahead
Was
and
there one
submit
scheduled on the 28th already?
the general fund and the state money to the state
Not that I know of.
No,
without completing the other two budgets?
they're all in the ordinance right now.
According to
It's all one
Jackie, she
budget.
had it. She
The
said
state
it didn't
doesn't
get
have a
passed.
provision for you that I'm aware of where you can partially submit.
I don't believe
Well,
so.
Jackie said we could. I asked her about it. I said,
I'm telling you, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not aware that you can bring the budget in.
I think that was the whole reason it didn't get passed last year, was that we couldn't split it up. Otherwise, we would have passed the
Yeah,
general.
you're-
We could have.
The only option would be to pass it with some level of budget, and then you can continue to have budget discussions and do additional appropriations or reductions of appropriations.
Can we do
After
this
the first
Thursday, 48 hours notice?
We're doing the 28th.
Sure. I think that's when, are you guys available on the 28th?
What is the 28th? Yeah, yes.
Monday,
yes.
yeah, I think that's what we already made sure that they could be here on the 28th.
28th at 5 o'clock. Entertain a motion, German.
Actually, it would just be
I'll move.
to recess it.
Recess it for, we'll recess it to continue on the 28th.
We have a phone.
Does Board of Works come up first?
Stop this.
Yep.
They can find out which meeting for the minutes.
Good.
Hey, Maria, just stop it.
Good job, Bill.
Probably should, that's probably when that'll come up. Or you can stay and say that if you want to. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you want to do.